Hey, what's up guys, this is your friend Captain DIY back with another unboxing of a smartphone. After big long year or more than that, we have back with another smartphone. And this is a smartphone from Apple and it is known and it is the latest and the greatest one. It's the iPhone 13 Pro. This is the graphite color over here and we're gonna talk about a lot in this video. So without any further ado, let's quickly start with the unboxing and let's get going. So this is how the retail box packaging of the iPhone 13 Pro looks like. As you can see on the top of it, the phone itself it is a graphite color as I told you, and it looks really nice, and this is a completely touchable over here. And if you have to take a look at the back, as you can see, iPhone 13 Pro, designed by Apple in California, assembled in China. This is already unboxed. As you can see on the top of we have seen what is inside the phone. Already we have taken a look at the phone, how it looks, but we have created an experience how it's gonna be looking for you. So lifting at the top, nothing over here. Even this box aside for a moment, that's the phone itself you're gonna be getting on the box. This is the 13 Pro itself. It looks really nice and the graphite colors looks really gorgeous too. And it got the triple camera. We're gonna get to that each and everything in a moment. Let's keep this phone aside for a moment first. Over here you got is this instruction manual, Apple's own sticker, and a SIM ejector pin. Keeping this instruction manuals aside, over here you are going to get is this cable. This is a type C to lightning cable, as you can see over here, and it is the Apple's typical styled cable. If you unlock it once, it won't be getting it back into the case. So that's all inside you're gonna be getting inside the box. No power adapter, no earphones, that's all. Now let's talk about the 13 Pro itself. This is a complete physical overview, and yeah, the phone is designed really awesomely, but the body to aspect ratio is kind of a really small, as you can see, but the chin has been sorted in this small manner. There are some sensors which needed the chin itself, so yeah, don't judge me over, but I like this chin betterly more. And if Apple removes this, I don't care also. If you have to take a look at the side, you got this volume up and down, and followed by this button which is the do not disturb, and it works really nicely and gives you a feedback hype also. As I told you, there you got some antenna bands. At the bottom you get the speaker grill and some vents also, you can say. A charging port which is a lightning port, which is one of my personal attention. A power button which is really nice and perfectly put on over here, which is also really nice, and the millimeter wave. And yeah, no headphone jack, which is kind of a sad part. And yeah, I was a headphone jack guy also. As you can see, I have turned on the Face ID, and Face ID, personally speaking, it works really awesome. If I have to tell you about the Face ID, it is perfectly working in the dark mode and the light mode also. Let's start off with the display of this iPhone 13 Pro. You are going to get is the Super Retina XDR OLED 120 Hertz. You're gonna be seeing a type of slow motion going on your screen. Don't mind it with the quality; it is a really raw type of video. And 120 Hertz, which is the LTPO type, HDR10 Dolby Vision display. 1200 nits of peak brightness, which is kind of a really high, and intentionally which I was using was around a really low type of brightness, so I can't tell you. If you have to talk about the resolution, 1170 into 2532 pixels, which is really nice also. We have to talk about the storage over here. Basically the variant which I am owning is the base variant, 6GB RAM and 128GB internal storage. Storage type is NVMe and it is really fast. I'm using iPhone from a really long time and I am currently into that NVMe. It is really fast on the older iPhones also. So now let's talk about the battery over here. The phone out of the box don't ship with the charger itself, with the environmental saving causes and stuff. But the battery over here is the 3095 mAh and it lasts long. I'll get in a bit in the my opinion section. The phone hasn't confirmed which charger it supports, but it is telling that it's gonna be having a 23 to 25 watt charger supported. But basically for the overnight and that all stuff, I'm using 5 watt. Yeah, quick tip. And if you have to talk about the key charging, it is supporting 7.5 watt. Reverse wireless charging isn't supported over here, which is the downside. And MagSafe over here, which is of 15 watt. Talk about the network and connectivity. This phone is having a lot of 5G bands, more than 13, more than 20 also, and it is also supporting millimeter wave, which is the fastest route of the traveling for the 5G itself, which is kind of really extremely fast. Yeah, it is the fastest 5G phone also, and it is having a lot of bands, or you can say king of bands also. Also on the top of it, it is really awesomely connecting with the Bluetooth, and you are going to get each and every type of sensors over here, which is the light detection, gyroscope, and each and every raise to wake up, and each and every type of sensors. Also on the top of it, touch sensors and that all stuff are also included. Also, the Siri has been optimized really perfectly. If you want to turn on the Siri, you have to press the button for a second and it will be turning on the Siri itself. Also, there is a old option going on over here, which is the Hey Siri, and it turn on the Siri itself. And now let's talk about the privacy and that all settings. If you turn on the cameras, it turn on this green light, as I told you on my earlier iPhone video. And if you turn on the Siri, it turn on this orange light, which means the mic has been turned on, and for the green it turn on the camera itself. And if you have to talk about the operating system, it is optimized really perfectly, especially the 120 hertz and touch sampling rate has been properly optimized over here. These were some of the apps which are pre-installed, and I have also installed some of the apps on the top of it, and but the layout is really awesome. Especially talking about the Safari has been really detailed and it looks really awesome. And display and that all settings has been really also basically optimized. This is a type of setup I can say, and I have connected the Bluetooth button, which might be have been spotted in a lot of videos of ours, and it has been connected with this iPhone 13 Pro itself. And let's see how much time it takes. It is also having Bluetooth 5. This is also having Bluetooth 5. So it is turned on the photo button, as you can see. Basically turned on the flash. Let's turn off the flash and let's try it again. And let's turn off the night mode also. It took in a really quick snap, which is kind of a really nice thing. Now let's turn on to the video section itself. As you can see, the flash has been also turned off over here. The second time it took a time to get off, but yeah, it get its job done. Yeah, that was a quick snap. I can say the second time was kind of a late delay, but this third and the fourth time was perfectly done, so I kind of say it is perfect. Basically this is the iPhone 13 Pro itself. You might be able to say it might not be coming in your focus, and yeah, you got some Face ID thing going on, and let's see how well it goes. It turned on really fastly, and now let's do a completely pitch dark and do it again. It takes in a second, which is a really fast thing for this sensor in this completely pitch dark room. So these are the sensors on this front side. I'll be talking more in a bit, but the sensors work really nicely in the night and in the light also. But the one thing is that if you have worn the mask or you have wear something on your face, it might be not able to detect you and it might be not able to unlock. Now let's back to the desk itself. So if we have to talk about this triple rear camera setup over here, this 12 megapixel plus 12 megapixel plus 12 megapixel wide, ultra wide and telephoto sensor. Telephoto is a 3x sensor, goes up to 9x over the video recording, 15x over the photo, which is a really nice thing. Here are some samples on the screen and taken from this 12 plus 12 plus 12 megapixel. Now also let's talk about the specifications of them. If you have to talk about the 12 megapixel wide sensor, you are going to get is the aperture of 1.5. It's a 26 millimeter sensor. It is also having a PDF, dual pixel PDF. Sensor shift OIS is also there, which is a really nice thing. If you have to talk about the second camera of 12 megapixel, it is f2.8 telephoto sensor, which I told you goes up to 3x zoom. OIS also supported over here. If you have to talk about the ultra, it is not having the OIS, but it is a 12 megapixel f1.8 13mm 120 degree ultra wide sensor, which is a really nice thing. 4K at 60 fps, 1080p to 40 fps. Video recording are going to be played in a bit. Also, this is what the video recording from the iPhone 13 Pro looks like. As you can see, you can go into ultra wide, the normal camera, and 3x, which is the telephoto, and max goes up to the 9x, which is really nice. And personally, I liked about over here, which is this autofocus thing. Click on it, it will give you a small depth and give you a small focus also, which is a really nice thing also. And the video recording is up to you. The sound is going from a really nice, and there is one artificial light on the top, and this is what a natural light look like, and it is currently a normal sunny day. This is what the cinematic mode looks like. It is a really nice looking mode. It gives you a bouquet type feel towards the backside, and it is awesome. And personally, I liked about over here, which is the autofocus thing, which is really done precisely and in a proper manner, which is awesome and really nice. The max goes up to 1080p at 30 and 60 fps, which is awesome thing in the cinematic mode. This is what a 4K at 60 fps the video recording from the rear camera of the iPhone 13 Pro looks like. It's up to you what you are judging on it, and the clarity is really awesome. As for me, the perfection is on this 4K at 60 fps. Let us know what do you think about this 4K at 60 fps video recording. So that was some camera, or you can say the video recording and the camera testing on the rear side. Definitely a in detail video. There is a lot going on inside the sensor, and I am testing a lot in this in detail also. Basically a video gonna be made a day-to-day life comparison also gonna be made. But now let's talk about the front side, or 12 megapixel, a tiny sensor. Personal speaking from my side, they should also upgrade it also over here. Now let's talk about some of the specifications from the front side also. 4K at 60 fps, 1080p, 120 fps. On the front side, you won't be getting OIS, 12 megapixel f2.2 wide sensor. And yeah, you can also shoot portrait photos. I have this bunch of portrait photos going on from your screen, and it is really awesome. The conditions I have told in already in the video itself. Let's talk about this sensor, this tiny looking sensor. I don't want any type of trolls in the comments, but this sensor is really great highlight, which gives me attention to this phone also. And yeah, so basically you can do a lot, but for the pre-installed things, this app is given over here, which is this clips app, as you can see me over here. And yeah, it looks really nice also, and do a lot of things over here. Let me just flip the camera, and basically you can do a lot of things. You can import your photos and that of stuff, but we are not doing that. The star thing, you can do a lot thing. You can add your memoji. As you can see, I'm now this rat, but let's remove this effect and go to the start scan. It's gonna be taking a time to scan the area, but you have to just spin around the area, and I'm in this limited room, so I'm not showing you my complete room over here. So yeah, you can start effect over here, and this heart, soul, broken things, you can add on this emojis also, which looks really nice. Basically I turned off the, you can add the cache on the top of it. As you can see, bubbles, this spiral type of thing, this lines going on, and there are a lot of things which you can do in this app. So personally speaking, you can do a lot of things also. If it is out of your screen or thing, you can do rescan also. So yeah, it's a really nice personalized app, and you can do a lot of things also in this app. And yeah, it is a clips app by the Apple itself. You can evenly download it from the App Store itself. Also, links are in the description. Let's talk about the main highlight, which highlighted me also. The processor itself. 5nm based iOS 15 is already supported. Links up in the iCard also. The A15 chipset. Why I became silent? Because it is a cold chipset. It is doing a lot of work, personally speaking, from my side. It is lot ahead than this 4nm generation which already came. It is lot ahead than then also. If it comes into a smaller pack in the phone factor, soon it's gonna be coming. It's gonna be awesome. Basically, if you have to talk about the GPU itself, it is holding the Apple's own GPU and it works really perfectly. If you give me the old A13 or A12 chipset, it still work out in today. Then this is the A15 itself. Imagine how fast it's gonna be. A complete gameplay and that all stuff I told you already on your screen, which is really awesome. To take out of the gaming, we have this Call of Duty mobile going on over here, and as you can see, the default setting was very high graphic quality and frame rate was high. Realistically turned on. Depth of the field wasn't turned on. Water reflection, rag rolled, god ray, bloom weren't turned on. Depth of the field over the multiplayer and each and everything wasn't turned on. This is all the default setting I'm showing to you right now. You can go it to ultra. Can you go it to very high ultra? No, you can't go up to there. Max is up to very high, which is a really nice thing. If we turn on each and everything, what gonna be happening to the display, I don't know. Between it's a 120 Hz display, as I told you earlier in the display segment. So turning it each and everything on over the each and every mode, and yeah, this was the very first game which was been optimized. So it is taking a time to load the match itself, and the assistive touch I have turned it on because I like it. My one of the default gun. For you, let's turn on some music. It is really loud, personally telling you. The reflection which you saw of the granite bottle was one of the nicest thing I want to tell you. And basically, I might be playing in a ugly mode, but yeah, it's in this ugly mode. I don't know why I'm playing in this mode, but yeah, just an anti thing which I want to show it to you all. And as you can see, this there isn't any type of lag or things which I'm seeing right now, but definitely a video gonna be made over this gaming experience on this phone. Now let's talk about this game's also. Game, and it works really smoothly. If you have to talk about the body itself, it is kind of warm, which means kind of warm. And if you have to talk about the Battlegrounds Mobile India, or you can say the PUBG Mobile itself, it also takes a time to load itself, but it also works really smoothly. The game has been loading and it is taking a time. It loads really fastly this time. To talk about the pre-game settings over here, if you go into graphics and segment, as you can see, it turned on the Ultra HD over the graphics segment, and over the frame rate it is ultra. Definitely a complete video of this gaming experience into day-to-day life gonna be made over here. And basically I hadn't downloaded each and every segment over here, but I have tested the team deathmatch mode, and there wasn't any type of lag which I have faced over here. So yeah, gaming experience is really awesome. If you have to take over the Antutu and benchmark score, here are all the scores. We have this software known by the Wildlife Extreme. As you can see, iPhone 13 Pro itself, overall score was 3117. It got the average frame of 18.7 fps, which is really nice. A battery, it took around 2% over here, as you can see, went from 84 to 82, which is a really nice thing also. and the phone, when the test was been done, it heated kind of, and yeah, back to the normal within few seconds also. So yeah, if I have to rate this benchmark score from the wildlife, it is really nice and accurate itself, as you can see it on your screen. Basically, scores valid from ups and downs, and as you can see, your score is better than 75% score of the iPhone 13 Pro, which is really nice, but not that really nice also, because there are some other models who get the score more than this. So yeah, it kind of offside thing, but still 75% is really nice. And your score is better than 84% result from all other devices, which is a really nice thing. And as expected, A15 chip is doing a well thing over here. It's a well-known score from the Antutu. You might be knowing this software from a really long time, and it got a really awesome score as per me. It is 7,91,614, which is a really nice score for the iPhone 13 Pro. And basically it run when there wasn't any type of game installed, and afterwards I run it was this score. As you can see, this CPU score over here, which is the 2,14,836, GPU score 3,41,236, and memory score, which is a kind of offside thing, which is 1,01,976, and UX, it's a kind of offsider score also, but UI UX score are awesome. So here's the Geekbench 5 score. As you can see, the single score is 1745, multi-core score is 4830. The score is really nice. Single score you can definitely check it out. If we compare to the iPhone 13 Pro with the 13 series, it's nice. Not compared to the iPhone 13 Pro Max, but it is giving the score which is beating the 13 Pro Max, which is kind of a really offside thing also. Better than the iPhone 12 Pro, as you can see on your screen. And multi-core score is also really nice. Average score is kind of offsided. Over here the 13 Pro Max wins. The result was kind of really nice, and it took around 10% battery of this phone, which is kind of a really offsided thing, and the phone was completely heated up while this score was going on. Basically I have taken a complete day and turned it to another testing. So yeah, it took a time, but it came out really nicely. As you can see, benchmark was already tested on this 23rd Gen. So yeah, it took a time, but yeah, it turned out really awesome. Let's talk about some of the video recording, export and import thing. Basically it wasn't shot on this phone itself, but it took a really personally awesome time. Basically I have exported from over here at the 1080p at 60 fps, 12.5 bitrate, and turned on the HDR mode also. I given the links of that two videos which has been exported from this phone itself. They are already out, and I was testing this video within that time also, so you can definitely check it out in the iCard up over there. Basically the phone got sometime heated up, and it took a time also. And while uploading to the YouTube itself, the HDR mode thing, I kind of say it took a really long time. Up to the processing and the time it took, it was awesome, but the time it taken for the uploading time, it took a really long time, which was kind of a offsidedly unexpected thing. So yeah, exporting from this phone, it took around 15 minutes from the VN itself. The editing settings was the 1080p 60 fps, 12.5 bitrate, and HDR turned on. Now let's talk about the thing which I want to talk about this iPhone 13 Pro. Don't mind if I split my tongue in this complete opinion section. Basically, this iPhone 13 Pro is a really awesome phone factor, designed crucially. And if I have to talk about the 120Hz experience from my side, it is buttery smooth. I have tested the 120Hz, which is normal. You can switch from that section in the settings and doing some stuff. I also tested the 90Hz, which is precisely 90Hz, basically not in complete 90Hz, not a 60Hz panel on top of it, 90Hz. I also tested a 60Hz, and 60Hz is currently my phone having. So yeah, I have shifted to a long route towards the 120 hertz, and you won't be noticing in this day-to-day life. But if you shifted to a complete day of this 120 hertz, then definitely you're gonna be imagining something on the 60 hertz, 7 different displays or different types of things going on. And now let's talk about the battery. Battery is really optimized due to this LTPO 120 Hz display. Whenever you do some idle stuff such as texting, doing some normal work, it will shift to its 10 Hz, which is really nice. It will keep that safe battery around, and it will give you a long lasting battery. Trust me, I have experienced it really nicely, and a day-to-day life is awesome using this iPhone 13 Pro. Also, you might all be thinking why this video is kind of really late. Basically, whenever a new phone comes, there are bugs. It doesn't mean it's from a Samsung, Apple, there are bugs, and it needed to be getting optimized. And if it optimized properly, then we decide to go in this smartphone. It doesn't mean we will unbox the latest and the greatest flagship smartphones on this channel, but for that you have to keep us supporting. So that was the battery and some of my additional top ons. Also, now let's talk about the camera. Personally speaking, the cameras were some of the downgraded, I think, but cinematic mode, macro mode also added on the top of it, which is a normal thing. You can also record it from the front side cinematic mode. Definitely a video gonna be made. It's gonna be made, not like our old detailed review of that Samsung Galaxy M31s on this channel. Definitely a lot of things also gonna be compared between that guy and this guy. So yeah, stay tuned. We have a lot planned for this iPhone 13 Pro. This complete month might be tightened up for you also, and you also gonna be making your mind towards this phone also. Basically, let's talk about the cameras. If I have to personally speak about the cameras, they are perfectly designed, but there is one thing missing, the megapixel thing. Basically, I'm not a huge fan, but in the market, I have tested the 48 megapixel, 50 megapixel, and even the 64 megapixel, 108 megapixel camera sensors. And I personally tell you that if you zoom in, the details are sharp. Even they are budgetified smartphone, the 108 megapixel takes a detailed at the sharp. So yeah, Apple should do that thing or shouldn't, let me know in the comment section also. But I personally wanted a complete like 48 plus 48 plus 48, not like 48 plus 2 plus 12, not like a budgetified smartphone which you get from the Android side. Between Android and iOS is a completely different space. I'm not telling you to fight in the comment section down below, but if I have to tell you about the 13 Pro, there is a lot going on this phone. So we're gonna keep it up over here. By the way, this was the Captain Diaz. I can talk a lot about this phone, so the videos are going to be made. By the way, press the bell icon. I'm Frosty. I will catch you in the next video. Stay safe, stay connected, like, share and subscribe for more videos like this. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.